my YouTube channel. So today I want to talk about renting apartments with bad credit, because a lot of people struggle with bad credit, whether you have a lot of student loans or you just went through a bad time in your life and you fell behind. Things happen to different people. Unfortunately, a lot of these developers, investors, or just property management companies, they don't really care about your dilemmas. They don't care if you had a hard time. They just look at your bad credit and they just automatically start to judge you. So a lot of the times, if you are looking at market rate rent apartments, just your regular rental, sometimes rules can be bent, things can be adjusted. Everything is case by case for each person. But if it's like an affordable unit, something where it's a tax credit property, they are more strict on that type of thing. My property, I'm pretty much I look at even affordable is case by case, but a lot of affordable tax credit properties are very strict with that. So if you have bad credit, first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at your credit report, and it just depends on what type of bad credit you have. Now, I had a gentleman come and he was basically making like $30,000 a month. He wanted to rent an apartment. He didn't have any like evictions or anything like that, so I just let him have the apartment. I'm just like, listen, one thing for sure is homeboy does pay his rent, so let's just go ahead and give him the apartment. However, some people may not be as nice as I am. But if you Google, I need a co-signer, something should come up. And there are companies, basically, I guess you call them insurance companies, where they will co-sign your apartment for you. So, say for instance, you have terrible credit and you need to rent an apartment. You pay this company a month and a half's rent, or maybe 2 months rent, however much they're asking, and they will co-sign for your apartment. A lot of people don't know this. If I found out a name of one that a client of mine used, because I know someone used one before, when I was working exclusively for my broker, but I can't think of the name right now, I will put it here if I'm not lazy and I actually go and dig for it. But there are companies that will co-sign for you. Now, as far as landlords, I know in New Jersey, we are not allowed to accept more than 1.5 months rent for a security deposit. So we're not allowed to accept more than 1.5 months rent for a security deposit. That's just like New Jersey rental laws. But a landlord may ask you, what, can you pay first month's rent, last month's rent up front? Or you can even tell them, like, listen, I know my credit is jacked up. Can I pay like the last 2 months of rent? Because in the last 2 months of rent, it goes like to the last 2 months of the rent. So say for instance, you move in, you pay the first month's rent. Then you're going to have to pay the next month and the next month following. It's not, let me pay the first month's rent and skip 2 months because I already paid. No. That rent is for the end of your lease. So if you decide you want to cancel your lease, we already got your money, basically. So you could work out something like that with your landlord. Also, like I said, sometimes you may want to find a real estate agent, because like I said, we real estate agents have access to landlords who don't care about credit. I work with this one landlord who had very nice properties, beautiful properties, and he didn't care about credit. He's like, listen, how much money do they make? Where they pay stubs? Boom. Are they make sure they don't have no crazy criminal record, and he didn't really care about your credit being terrible or whatever, just as long as you made money. And that's the thing. And this was like an investor. He had like lots of properties, and like I said, really beautiful properties where you would think he would be more selective, but he's just like, listen, will you work? Because I mean, if you're like someone who works, you're a businessman, you work on Wall Street, you're a lawyer. Just because you're a lawyer, that does not mean that your credit is A1 or perfect. So those are just my little loopholes and my ways that you could possibly rent an apartment with bad credit. I will say don't give up, but I will say save up your money, because you may have to pay a real estate agent to help you look, or you may have to find a third-party company to help you co-sign for an apartment. I mean, you can't, unless you have a co-signer, like, you can ask your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, to co-sign for you. A lot of people don't have that luxury, so they have to reach out to a third-party company and pay them, whatever they're asking for in order to co-sign for their apartment. So that is that. That's just my 2 cents on that topic. I hope I explained it to the best of my ability. I hope you guys are not confused. But that is that. So with that being said, I want to thank you for coming to kick it with me today. Thank you for clicking on my video and watching me, because you really didn't have to come and listen to your girl talk today. And if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button on your way out, and I will see you guys in my next YouTube video. See you.